wanted to sit down with y'all, have a conversation. I went to the mall. I went to this place called Familia something. I met up with Edison, Yongguk, and we were just walking around talking, have a good time. I could talk with him for hours on end about like anything. Super fun. But there was like a Glamglow counter at the mall, which is I've been seeing Glamglow counters pop up in several places throughout Seoul, because Glamglow, it started on on the tubes. It was famous for being the mask that like you use it once and you see like a huge difference. And they just recently started bringing it, so I started seeing it on Instagram. A lot of guys were the thing where they are using the mask and they'll have like the bottle in their hand. They're like, oh, Glamglow, hashtag Glamglow. But apparently there's like even a party or some shit. So all the cool people were there, but I was not cool enough to be invited. I visited the counter. The guy was like super sweet. He was a daddy. But at the end, he was letting me try them on my hand because I didn't want to wash the makeup off that I had. But he gave me some samples because Edison like talked him up and was like, oh yeah, Everett's like, he has like a following on YouTube. I'm just like, oh my god, no. And they were like ridiculously expensive in Korea. So I got the cleanser, the super cleanse, the daily clearing cleanser, and then I got the original, I think this is the original, the Glamglow Youth Mud. And each mud has a cleanser that goes along with it. The cleanser is literally just like the mud, but like in a cleansing foam form. Anyway, I already washed my face off with my Holy Grail cleanser. This one apparently is good for problem skin imperfections, pore refining, mattifying, and clarifying. Are its claims. That's a lot of claims. I don't know if 1 or 2 uses is gonna be enough to like see a difference, but we'll see. Oh shit. Look at it. I think this is just 1 use. I think. Nope. Could have been 2, but no, I spoke too soon. Too much. Too late. I can't put it back in the sachet. Packet? Sachet? In the Philippines, we call this sachet, so, I don't even know. Actually, you know what it smells like? It smells like mint floss. That's what it smells like. As you all know, I'm not a fan of, like, foam cleansers, but this is that expensive shit, so recently, let me just massage this. Hold up. I'm probably supposed to add water to this so that it actually foams up. Hold on. There we go. But even then, it's not really turning to foam. It's just like fizzling. So when you're actually at a sink with like copious amounts of water rather than just like misting your face, it actually does foam up. So, my face feels incredibly smooth and purified. But then I'm probably just getting that feeling because I feel like I put mint floss on my face. Next, I'm gonna try out the actual Glamglow. The shit that started it all. It started off that amount. Oh, this smells good. Boy. Oh my, this is, it's kind of stinging. No, I think I'm gonna have to use the whole packet. Nope, Glamglow's too cheap. 1 sachet, 1 use. But yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of stinging because there's like, these sort of mask things that give you that tingling sensation, but it's very exfoliating. When I had gotten it done, they said that this like painful sting sensation is normal, and it looks like there's like little leaves or some shit in there. Is that some like basil leaves or some shit? We're already on this wild ride. This is painful. Usually with masks like this, I'll put like a really thick layer, but like that was it. That was 1 sachet. Yeah, now I guess I have to wait for it to dry or something. So I started Africa TV like as a regular thing recently. Which, by the way, I'm live on Africa TV every Saturday, 11 a.m. Korea Standard Time. I'll leave a link down to my channel down there if you are interested. Remember, I used to be doing Get Ready With Me and Storytime videos more often, but like interesting things stopped happening to me, so I stopped making them. In my last broadcast, I remembered this story that I'm surprised I haven't told yet. But y'all remember, or some of you might know, that Miles J visited Korea recently, and we hung out. I freaking love Miles J. I've been a fan since admittedly since like the Not My Status, that video. I was excited to, I found out he was coming to Korea, so I was like, oh shit, Miles, hey, let's hang out. And he was kind enough to be like, okay, I'll grace you with my presence. I think it was like the first night that I met him. Me, Megan Bowen, Miles J, and Miles J's friends were hanging out. A bunch of his other friends, and we went to Itaewon, and you might have seen all this through our Snapchat stories if you follow us. But basically, we arrived at Itaewon. We went straight up to Homo Hill. And when we arrived, we stopped at this new, like right in front, like at the very bottom of the hill. There's like this new bar, I guess, called Lollipop, and apparently it's like this. The owner is kind of well known in that area, in like Itaewon. He's like extremely tall. He's like 200 centimeters tall. That's like 6 foot something, but he's huge. But he's this big tall gay guy. He's really funny, but he can also be an asshole, because I remember I went to a bar there with my Nuna, my Anu Nuna, and we were drinking. He was like, oh yeah, come in, let's go, let's have a good time. And he was like really nice, but then I guess we didn't order enough drinks to satisfy it. Oh shit, it's like getting dry. So when we were like, we're going now, they're like, okay, bye. So we're like, okay. But anyway, apparently that bar that me and my Nuno were at, he was the owner along with this other guy, so they're like co-owners, I suppose. Or I don't know what the relationship was, honestly, but anyway, they had like a falling out, so he left and he started this new bar called Lollipop. So Lollipop, I guess like the theme or like the concept was that they would be the one that has like drag shows and stuff, because there's another bar or club across the street called La Queen, and that's where they have like drag shows and stuff. At this bar Lollipop, this guy I actually know named Antoine, he actually does drag there. Basically Antoine performed along with this other drag queen. Miles J got on stage, he killed it. He's performing like Girls' Generation, The Boys. He was killing it on stage. But the thing is, during Miles' performance, there was this group of like, I guess they were English teachers, but they were teaching outside Seoul, so they came into Seoul, and one of them, bless your heart if you're watching this video is not meant to make fun of you, but it's just like, I'm telling my story, because this was a very interesting night. But basically she was just like, oh my god, dance, please dance with me. And I'm just like, I'm like, if anybody knows me, I'm like a homebody, I am a couch potato. The fact that I'm even in this place, like in Homo Hill, I do not like going to Homo Hill, because honestly, in Korea, when you go to like the gay bars or the gay clubs or whatever, it is like a hunting ground. Everyone's checking you out. Everyone not necessarily checking you out. They're like scanning you up and down. Like, oh, are you potential meat? Yeah, I feel really self-conscious and like shy at these places. I'm a very shy person. If you came to my meet and greet, you would know, because I'm just like really awkward. Yeah, she's just like, oh, dance with me. I'm just like, no. And she's like, oh, come on, I'm like embarrassing myself for this. I'm like drunk right now, and like I came all the way out here, I never danced, but I'm like really embarrassing myself right now, so please just dance with me. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, that's not my problem. You can go dance yourself. Like, why do I have to? But like, I didn't want to be like rude or anything. So I was just like, girl, I'm sorry, I don't have any alcohol in me. I'm sober as hell. I don't want to dance with you. She was like trying to pull me, and she's like, oh, come on. And I'm just like, oh my god, no. Eventually, like, she like stopped, and just to keep her happy, I stood up from my chair, and while she was like trying to dance all up on me, I'm just like. So we walk out, we go back to the main street of Homo Hill, and mind you, we're still at the bottom of the hill. So now we make our way up to like the main bars there. Soho, which is known for like the foreigners. There's Why Not, which is kind of like a more like a chill, very like, sit down with your friends, have a drink, conversation. But honestly, that place is too damn loud. So like you really have to like be up into your friend's face, like, hey, I don't know what you're saying. There's Always which is where the really tall guy and that other guy used to work together at, the one that the place that me and my Nuna went to. And then there's all these, I don't go there that often, so I'm like not an expert in this area, but generally I'll end up in Soho, I guess, because that's where it seems like that's the most poppin' place there. Me, Miles J, Antoine, still in drag. No, I think he got out of drag. So, but basically the whole group, like even the English teachers that I was mentioning earlier, go into Soho. So in Soho, you know, they're playing American pop music. They play a lot of like girl group K-pop music. Both Miles J, and this English teacher girl that's like, oh my god, dance with me. They both end up buying me drinks. Cause I was like, oh god, no, guys, I can't dance. I'm like too shy. I'm like too awkward. I'm not gonna dance until I get some alcohol in me. And they're like, okay. So they bought me alcohol. I forgot to mention earlier when we were in Lollipop, the English teacher girl, she was like, oh, what's your name? Because she knew like our group, it was a bunch of YouTubers. So I'm pretty sure she already knew Miles J. And she was like, oh, you have YouTube? And I was like, yeah. And I showed her. And she's like, oh shit. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm subscribed to you. But she's like one of those subscribers that like subscribed to my video. And like, I think she said she watched my EXO Baekhyun makeup tutorial. Then she subscribed, but she like doesn't watch my videos, which you know I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you don't watch my, you know, if you don't watch all my videos, I don't. It's whatever. I guess she felt awkward for a second because she's like, oh no, I'm subscribed to you, but I don't really watch you. But I mean, you know, it's whatever. So anyway, I'm drinking in Soho. We're all there. We're all having a good time. You know, Miles and his friends are all dancing. It's great, but this girl is still trying to get me to dance. And you know, I'm trying to finish my drink. You know, trying to get that shit started because I'm a weekie. Very lightweight. It doesn't take that much for me to, you know, start, you know, feeling some type of way, start getting crazy. Honestly, I don't get that crazy when I get intoxicated. I tend to be more like, I tend to get tired and sleepy. Or if not that, then I get very like touchy-feely, especially with them daddies. But anyway, finally, you know, I'm like more relaxed, I'm more into it, I'm feeling it. And so that's where all the weird people are. It's not necessarily all just gay people. There are like, you know, of course it's where all the foreigners are. So there's a bunch of like weird English teachers that are like really crazy. You know, the ones that are like, they're drinking, they'll be on the dance floor by themselves, just like feeling themselves like real hard. So I mean, I'm over it. I'm like, whatever. Actually, there was like this important detail that I completely forgot to mention. But when we first arrived on the hill, at the very bottom of the hill, there was like two guys passing by. One of them, I was like, oh shit, he's real cute. He's handsome. And like in the very, very back of my head, I'm like, oh my god, if he like talked to me, that would be like real. Lo and behold, he like looks at me, he's like, oh shit, aren't you the guy Edward from YouTube? And I'm like, oh my god. When I'm with like my group of friends, I feel really awkward and embarrassed when another person recognizes me from YouTube, because all my friends are like, oh shit, oh Edward, he's famous, and I'm just like, no, please no. And he was like, aren't you Edward, that YouTuber? I was like, yes, and I kind of like pushed him away, kind of. I didn't want to, but I was just awkward as usual. If you've met me in person, you know I'm like really weird when you recognize me. Oh my god, Edward, I love your videos. I'm just like, thank you. So that was the beginning, and now we're in Soho. The guy was actually there in Soho as well. So I'm here dancing with this girl that, you know, subscribed to, but not really. You know, I'm like really into it. And Miles is actually the kind of person that Miles and this girl, when they're at the club, they like to protect their friends, which is really great of them. But this girl is just like, I'm sorry, I'm like terrible at telling stories. I keep going back and forth. But in Lollipop, this English teacher girl was like, oh, I want to be like your Nuna. I want to like protect you. And I'm just like, oh god, she's one of these girls. So we're in the club, and I like see the guy that I saw earlier. I was like, oh shit, he's here. And he saw me. And you know, he comes up to me, kind of pulls me to the side, and he's just like he's like dancing, and he's like dancing on me. I'm just like, oh shit, it's happening. And he starts, you know, like kissing me on like my neck. He starts feeling up me. I'm like, oh shit, this has never happened in my life before. I'm always like from far away creeping up on guys, but this time that guy is actually on me. Yeah, I'm like telling the story, and I'm like, I have this face mask on. I'm like, finally, thank the Lord, the gods have answered my prayers. And then out of nowhere, Miss Nuna comes up and is like, hold up, step aside. And I'm just like, oh my god, please do not. I think a little bit earlier than that, Miles J tried to me. I was like, no, it's okay, I'm into this guy. He's like, okay, I see you. But like this Nuna girl is just like, no, leave him alone. I'm just like, oh my god, please. But at the time I was like, I'm not gonna say like super drunk, but I was like kind of like laughing it off, just like, is this some kind of joke? I was like really upset with the girl. I was just like, girl, I'm trying to make some dick, and you're like cock blocking me real hard. But you know, at the time I was just laughing it off. I was just being like, like, where's my bun? Let me tie my bun up now. Let me get crazy. So he walks, he's like, okay, fine. And I'm just like, oh my God, please don't go. But you know, he walks away. From then on, I kept like looking at the, you know, throughout the club. But he had like a black shirt, and like everyone that night had a black shirt. So it was hard to like recognize him because he was cute, but he didn't look super unique, I suppose. Because there's a lot of cute people in Itaewon on a Friday night, on a Saturday night. There's a lot of cute people. You know, we actually went to Itaewon at like 2 a.m. So it was really late. So it actually wasn't that long until everyone started like leaving the club, and so we went back outside after it was like 3. It was like around 4 in the morning, and we were gonna wait until like the 5:30 train to, you know, so we don't have to take a taxi. And I'm still looking for this guy. This other guy actually happened, who kept looking at me throughout the night after the first guy. He was kind of cute. He was, you know, checking me out throughout the night. He was like, you know, trying to put his arms around me or whatever. Miss Nuna was, you know, still being very protective, but not as much as the, you know, the first guy. So when we were all outside, we were all kind of conversating, talking. I'm kind of getting off of this, like, getting off the alcohol. He's like, oh, so when can we leave? Because, you know, he was next to me. I was just like, oh no, I don't think tonight's a good night. Because I'm still sad about this first guy. I'm still very upset. I'm still like looking around, looking to see if he's still here. Nowhere to be found. So I was just like, oh, to the second guy, I was just, oh, you know, you should just go home. He's like, all right. He will forever be the one that got away. I'm very sad about that, but whatever. Whatever. It's like from then on, every time I go there, I'm always like, kind of like on the lookout for this guy. I forgot what he looked like, but I don't know. Y'all, my face looks so clean, clear, and like, well, obviously there's like these little spots I have still. It's like very even looking, very smooth, and it feels really firm. Like, my face is tight as hell. Where are them lines at though? Where are them lines at? I mean, I did get Botox, but damn, I'm tight. As you can see, there's kind of like a bit of that brow tint that I have on my eyebrows. But I want to do that today. If you've seen my video on this, it like was okay when you first peel it off, but it turns orange like the next day. That's because I left it on for 2 hours, but if you leave it on overnight, it lasts a little bit longer. Much better though, so. That looks so damn good, yes. Alright, thank you so much for watching. That was like, sorry, I kept like ranting. I kept running my mouth this whole video. So other than Snapchat and Instagram, which I always link down below, make sure you also check me out Africa TV if you want to see me live. I do live shows every Saturday now. 11, like I said earlier, 11 a.m. Saturday, Seoul Standard Time every week. Did I say Seoul Standard Time? I meant Korea Standard Time. But remember, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!